Welcome to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So we do have quite a few stories to get through today, but I do have some fun things to share with you at the end of the video for the Royal Daily Tea family extras. So I hope you will stick around for that. But now sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So Kate and William were seen earlier this week at the quarterfinals for Wimbledon. It was her very first appearance for this season, and it was nice to see the couple out and about. They were sitting up in the royal box, and they looked like they were having an absolute great time. Now Kate looked stunning. She was wearing a belted Alexandra rich dress with a polka dot print, and Prince William was looking dapper himself. He was sporting a really nice suntan. He wore a gray and blue linen suit with a light blue shirt and a dark tie, and he looked absolutely gorgeous. But what I loved about this event, it was like a parents' day out. They were enjoying themselves, they were laughing, they were really into the game, and you can tell that they really enjoy each other's company and that they have a lot of chemistry. A fun fact, the Middletons were also there. Carol and Michael Middleton were there, and there's a cute little video of Kate blowing a kiss over to her mom. Her mom stuck her tongue out, was kind of making them laugh. I loved the fun that they have together with her family. I love the fun and the relationship that William and Catherine have with the Middletons. You can tell Catherine came from a very good upbringing and that she really does get along with her family, which, hey, that means a lot. As we know, another person of the royal family doesn't respect or get along with her family, and what a difference that makes. Now, we do know that the Cambridges are moving to Windsor later on this summer, so they're going to be closer not only to Her Majesty the Queen, but also to Kate's parents, the Middletons, and I think that's going to be wonderful for the children. Now, not only did William and Catherine show up at Wimbledon, they also showed up at a charity polo match, and they were showing some major PDA, and people were making a really big deal about it. Now, this was a very successful event. They raised over $1 million for a variety of charities. Now, the event was held at the Guards Polo Club in Windsor, and Kate looked immaculate. She was dressed in a beautiful, elegant white dress that was from Emilia Wickstead. This is called the Dunvella dress and retails for around $1,350. Now, she paired it with a beautiful pair of stunning flats. So the cutest accessory that the couple brought, however, was their dog, their 2-year-old black Labrador, Orla. Now, they got Orla from Kate's younger brother, James. Apparently, he breeds the dogs, or he has quite a few dogs, and their dog sadly passed away in 2020, so they have a new puppy named Orla. And apparently she was very well mannered. Now, a lot of people are making a big deal saying, oh, they had this, surprise PDA. They were seen kissing and hugging. I see Catherine and William constantly displaying PDA, but in a very subtle way. Again, you don't have to prove to people that you're in love. You don't have to be over the top. Not like another royal duo who gave that awkward Lisa Marie Michael Jackson kiss that was extremely awkward to watch. Again, you don't have to be over the top and convince people that you're happy. People can just tell. So again, it's lovely to see the Cambridges out having a good time and raising money for a very good cause. The duo were on hand to support the Outsourcing Inc. Royal Windsor Cup, which according to the Guards is the UK's leading 15-goal tournament, and it attracts some of the biggest names in the game. Again, they raised over $1 million for quite a few of the charities, so it was a very successful event. Now, there's another story that came out that Meghan Markle is moving in totally different directions from her husband, and Harry is turning into an LA house husband. Well, that's completely true. As we've mentioned before, Meghan is on a new path. She's trying to become the feminist superhero. She's trying to become this activist. I personally do not believe Meghan herself is going to run for political office. But I do believe she's definitely going to be involved in politics. She's going to start being a lobbyist. She's going to be on political campaigns. Again, she's been pushing for a lot of these policy changes, like the Parental Leave Act, kind of jumping at the end of the bandwagon. Again, Meghan doesn't like to get her hands dirty. She doesn't like to do the heavy lifting and get in the trenches. She likes to jump on the bandwagons, make a few phone calls, buy some donuts, and then tell everyone what she did. She doesn't want to do the work. So being a politician is a job. Meghan doesn't do jobs. She doesn't work. That's for peasants. Meghan couldn't even cut it as a working royal. Apparently that was too taxing. Again, Meghan just wants to play the part of an activist, to play the part of a politician, to play the part of a royal, because she's an actress. She likes to pretend. She likes to do the Instagram version of being a politician, being an activist, which means getting your photo taken, doing an interview with Vogue magazine, and telling people how you're going to march to Washington to fight for women's rights. But is she actually going to do any real work? Nah. Again, it's all lip service, smoke, and mirrors. She's the Instagram wannabe women activist, the new feminist superhero. In my opinion, she's trying to be Gloria Steinem 2.0. She doesn't want to be in a real political office because, one, she would have to win, she would have to campaign, and we all know that it'd be digging in her background, digging up those skeletons, and then she'd have to be held accountable and actually do the work that she promised to do. And people would be able to question her and say bad things about her. And you can't sue everyone who says bad things about you when you're in a public office. Not to mention, there's a law, I believe there's a law that you cannot hold a political office and have a royal title. She would have to leave all of that privilege at the door. So that might be a little complicated because Meghan Markle could run for office, but Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, cannot. And we all know she loves that title. In the Vogue magazine, she had them change her name from Meghan Markle to Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. The woman who says they're not important to her, just call me Duchess. So being a political figure in the U.S. and holding a title might be a little bit of a problem or a complication. So I don't believe she's actually going to run for herself, but she's definitely going to be in politics. She's going to be lobbying. She's going to be working with the movers and the shakers, jumping from bandwagon to bandwagon and making a whole bunch of woke speeches. But they definitely are cleaning up her background. Like I said, they're scrubbing it clean because she's trying to rebrand herself. She's got that podcast coming out, The Archetype, the feminist superhero, and now she's jumping on board the Roe versus Wade. So again, she's really creating a new brand for herself. First, it was the Teague, the lifestyle brand, where she talked about avocado toast and the perfect warrior pose and how to take a crap in the woods and pack a bag. Now she's going to be the opposite. She's going to be the feminist, the political superhero, leaping one new cause at a time, jumping one bandwagon to another. There's no bandwagon that she can't jump on, guys. It's a superhero skill. Again, she's the do-good Duchess, right? She's trying to brand herself into the new activist, political. People are going to take her serious when she picks up the phone and calls people. And I don't see her being in a political office, but she's going to be working there in some capacity. She's going to latch on to somebody somewhere, somehow. She's going to be on that bandwagon, you best believe. And guess what, folks? They might even want her on there because, again, Meghan Markle, she makes the headlines, whether it's good or bad. You know, Netflix and Spotify Whether we like to hear it or not, they got a lot of press and a lot of attention by signing these Sussexes to those Mega Million deals. Whether they produced anything or not, they got a lot of attention. Now, it wasn't always positive attention, and I don't believe it actually helped them, but they did get a lot of attention in the beginning. So Meghan has to really watch it because she keeps using her titles, and now she's getting to be a political activist. So Harry, who is the real royal, knows this is a really big no-no. He's still number 6. He's still a prince of the realm. He's still in line to help Her Majesty, the Queen, as a chancellor of the state. So again, he has to watch his P's and Q's, because as a royal prince, even though he's not officially carrying out the duties for Her Majesty the Queen, he's still a prince. He's still a part of the royal family. He's still a part of the royal family, and they're not supposed to get involved in politics. So now he's got his wife out here running rogue, right? Getting involved in all these bandwagons. You notice when Meghan was the one making the phone calls for the Parental Leave Act, Harry wasn't a part of it. You didn't see Harry's name on anything, right? And then when she went to Uvalde and sat there in front of the children's memorial site, Harry didn't go with her. Harry and Meghan are definitely on 2 different paths, and they're creating 2 different brands. They announced that they were going to be doing that. Remember, they're splitting their brands. Harry's main thing now is slamming the royal family, and Meghan is becoming the superhero feminist activist, right? So she's definitely not doing anything with the royal family. That's Harry's deal. Harry's the one who's writing the tell-all book. Harry's the one who did all those interviews. Harry's the one who's kind of digging his own grave, and Meghan is now trying to do the political aspirations, because Harry can't be with her on the political aspirations because he is a royal prince. That would cause a big problem for him. If he got on the political bandwagon, and if she continues to use the Duchess of Sussex and gets involved in politics, they could lose their titles. It would take an act of Parliament. But let's be real here. I don't think they have a lot of fans in Parliament. So it could happen, right? Especially under Charles and William, it could definitely happen if they keep rocking the boat. So Meghan, in my opinion, is definitely trying to create this new brand for herself. And she's tying it into her little podcast, if it even happens. But again, it's kind of, she's creating a little something for herself. It's a new brand. So Harry's sitting at home, juggling his balls, staring at the wall. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's certainly not jumping on the political bandwagon. We got to give him props. He knows, I ain't doing that, because that's shooting yourself in the foot right there. And that would take his children out of the line of succession if he royally screwed that up. So Harry is splitting his time between the UK and the United States. He's going to be living part of the year in the UK. He's going to be going back and forth. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact he's not an American citizen, but also it has to do with the line of succession and also the counselors of state. So in order for him to be a counselor of state, he has to reside in the UK for a certain period of time, and also for tax purposes. So I believe that's why Harry is kind of keeping his nose clean, staying out of the politics, making sure he's in the UK a couple months out of the year. He's real close to Granny. He's on the Windsor property. And let's not forget that William and Catherine are moving to Adelaide Cottage, which is like 10 minutes away from Frogmore Cottage. So it's going to be very interesting when the Cambridges relocate to Windsor, and Harry's going to be moving back and forth between the UK and the United States, literally on the same grounds, 10 minutes away. Awkward. It's going to be awkward. Again, I told you the royal residences, there's some backwards political stuff going on, right? You know, he made that statement, I got to make sure Granny has the right people around her, and he's making sure that he's got a foot real close to Granny. And now William is going to be right there as well. So that's going to be very interesting, because they're going to be like 10 minutes from each other. But again, Harry's keeping his hands and nose clean. He's letting his wife run amok, let her do what she's got to do. You know, poor Harry, he's turning into the Hollywood husband out there playing polo, right? He's got that book to ghostwrite. He's got to make the money. He's got to sell the secrets. He's got to give out the goods. So really, they do have two different paths and two different brands. And Meghan is, you know, doing the political thing, and Harry's doing the I'm trashing my daddy and my family thing, right? And then he's got his job at Better Up, where he's like the used car salesman of mental health. Okay, but besides that, they don't really have anything going on. But I think Meghan is going to become a lobbyist and an activist, but I definitely don't see her in an actual political office because, one, I don't think anyone would vote her in, to be honest, and two, she ain't giving up the titles. That's not happening. Nope. She's got the letterhead to prove it. She's not giving that up, guys. So let me know what you guys think about these stories. What do you think about William and Catherine out at Wimbledon and at Polo? What do you think about Harry and Meghan on their two separate paths? So leave your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. And please be sure to stay tuned for the RDT Family Extras. Hey guys, and welcome to the RDT Family Extras. So there's a really good show that's on Amazon Prime. It's a British show, and it's called Chloe. And you guys, this is such an amazing show. It's about a girl who like kind of stalks her old childhood friend on social media. And she looks like her friend has the perfect life, and then all of a sudden she sees that her friend passes away, and she's shocked and saddened. So then she kind of goes undercover and creates a whole fake name and persona, befriends her friend's friends, kind of gets herself into her old friend's life, trying to find out what happened to her friend. And so you kind of don't know, is she crazy? Is she imagining things? Is she really trying to help her friend? And it kind of goes between, you know, the present and the past, and all the pieces kind of come together at the end. But it's called Chloe. It's 6 episodes. It's on Amazon Prime. I literally binge watched it in one night. It was absolutely amazing. So if you're looking for a new TV show, definitely recommend Chloe. Now, I do have a couple of new books that I listened to that I think that you might enjoy. This one was a very fast listen. It was an audiobook. Again, there are the book versions. Now, this one is called The Last Time I Saw You. Now, this one has to do with a lady whose mother is murdered mysteriously. And while she's having the funeral for her mother, her old childhood friend, who she hasn't seen in 20 years, shows up at the funeral, and they kind of befriend each other again. And while she's there, she starts to receive these text messages threatening her, saying it should have been you who passed away. So now her and her friend, who was estranged, try to solve the mystery of who killed her mother and who's sending her the threatening messages. So that was a really, really good book. I highly recommend it. The Last Time I Saw You by Liv Constantine. Now there's another book also. It's called Payback by Gemma Rogers. Now this is a story of a couple of childhood friends who throw a party back in the 90s where they decide that they're going to get rid of their virginity together. And then like 15, 20 years later, all of a sudden, one by one, the friends start getting murdered and killed off. And one girl starts receiving threatening messages blaming her for ruining their life because she's the one who threw the party, and it was her idea for all the friends to kind of do that in one night. So it's a very good listen, a very fast read. I highly, highly enjoyed it. It's called The Payback by Gemma Roberts. Now, when it comes to the Amazon storefront, I just did the Royal Bride series episode 3, the wedding dresses. And I do have some wedding tiara replicas as well as some of the engagement rings in the storefront and some other items for you. I will be updating the blog and the Amazon storefront next week. But if you haven't, go and check it out and let me know what you think. And if you have any ideas for my blogs, any recipes, any books, any movies, please feel free, guys, to leave it down below. I'm always looking for new movies, recipes, books, that type of thing. Please let me know what you think. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.